the seated row. If you're working out from home and you don't have a cable mechanism, you can do this with a band. So this is for the dumbbell and the band version. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hook this around something low, and I'm going to shimmy my way back a little bit. I'm gonna be leaning back just a little bit, and I'm not gonna be up and down like this. I'm gonna stay in this position, this lean back position. I'm gonna row just like this. There's two ways that we can grip this. We can grip it like this, which will bring our elbows out just a little bit, or we can do more of an in. They do work a little differently, the muscles, but it's still, for the most part, a pulling pattern that's going to be working your back and your arms. Lots of core stability when you do this. On this exercise, I'm not going to lie, I'm not looking at my notes, so I don't know how many sets, but you're going to be looking at about 60 seconds of rest in between the banded rows. 3 sets of 10, that's what it is, I think. The banded squat, banded front squat, call it what you want. Regardless, you'll be standing on the band. Make sure you're standing on the band. It doesn't come out from under your feet. I'm going to bring the weights up into a front rack position. Then I'm going to do a regular squat. My feet are screwed into the ground. I initiate this movement by pushing my hips back first and then dropping to the ground. I'm going to take a deep breath at the top, hold it, and then breathe out on the way up. 4 sets of 6 repetitions. Feel free to add a couple reps if you want. But I would encourage you to try to make the resistance more, making this more challenging. So, just like this. From the side, keep standing on the band. Yep. Here we go, screwed in feet, deep breath, my hips are hinging back. Now remember, in order to make this movement more efficient, maybe you say, I'm not really comfortable with this, put a chair behind you, start in the seated position, and then stand up. Your mechanics stay the same, but it will give you a guide as to how far up and down you should go. So one more time, this movement, deep breath. And I will show you from a seated position what this could look like. Remember, we can do this from a chair, but I would keep the bands here, the weight right here, straight up, sitting down to the chair, right back up. Just like this. This is a great way to learn how to squat. 4 sets, 6 repetitions, a minute, so maybe 90 seconds of rest in between. Banded press out, 4 sets of 10 repetitions. Feel free to add more if it's really light. On this exercise, I'm gonna hook this band behind me about chest to shoulder height. You can put it in a doorway, somewhere secure. But I'm gonna do this in this way. I'm gonna step forward with one foot in front of the other. If we're like this, sometimes we can get a little wobbly. I want us to be nice and secure. I'm leaning forward just a little bit. Shoulders up and out. I'm gonna imagine myself doing a bench press or a press machine and pressing straight out, straight back, just like this. You can do this also with your arms like this, but I prefer my hands to be like this. 10 repetitions, breathing in, breathing out. 4 sets of 10 repetitions. Feel free to add more repetitions. A minute of rest in between. The split squat. A split squat is a challenging but great exercise for developing strength in our lower body. Have this chair present because if you're new to this exercise, I encourage you to have some assistance right here just in case you get off balance or need some help. When we do this exercise, I'm going to be in a split position, nice and wide. My torso is leaning forward just a little bit, so I'm not straight up and down. Leaning forward just a little bit, but we are going to drop straight down and straight back up. More of the work is done in this front foot, making sure that this front foot heel is staying pinned to the ground. I'm on the toe on the back one. So we're here, straight down, straight back up. Always breathing out on the way up. You'll do 5 with the right foot forward, and then 5 with the left foot forward. Leaning forward, straight down, heel pinned. This one's not. Straight up. You do not have to go all the way down to the ground. A lot of people ask that question. We want you instead just trying to improve how far down you can go each week that you do this exercise. 3 sets, 5 repetitions on both legs with about 60 seconds of rest in between. If that is easy, don't use the chair, and instead hold on to some weight or add repetitions. Banded shrug, you'll be doing 3 sets of 20 repetitions. Similar to the deadlift and the RDL, I want to be standing on this close to where the tubing ends so that I can get plenty of resistance, but I'm going to have my bands on the outside of my body, or the handles, and then I'm going to stand nice and tall, and I'm going to shrug straight up and straight down. This is a great exercise to work our traps, that upper part of our shoulder and back. We'll be doing 20 repetitions. If 20 is not a lot, add 10 more and go for 30. The point is to get plenty of reps in on our shoulders right here. We're looking at about 60 seconds of rest, 3 sets, 20 repetitions. Keep up the hard work.